It's Sunday, it's North Vancouver, and it's very soggy conditions at Kinsman Field as we bring you League 1BC Games of the Week. It's a battle this afternoon between the hosts Altitude taking on the visiting Burnaby side. Burnaby playing their first away game of their inaugural season, so we'll see how everything shapes up there. I'm your match commentator Michael McCall. I'll have the call for you all afternoon. The women kick off at 1, the men kick off at 3:30, and in these conditions this should make for two very interesting and exciting matches and some very testing conditions for both goalkeepers. We'll give you the starting lineups for both the sides. Starting with the visitors, Burnaby FC. In goal for them and making a return to the team that she played for in the first 2 years of League 1BC, wearing the number 1 jersey, is Sarah Lowen. The rest we'll give you in numerical order. Number 2, Sheila Rasul. Number 6, Alyssa Clark. Number 11, Kirsten Coelmel. Number 12, Hayley Bazile. Number 14, Mia Panti. Number 16, Shania Dinza. Number 18, Olivia Shepherd. Number 23, Kate Cartier. Number 25, Molly Quarry. And number 27, Kiena Chesko. For the home side, Altitude unbeaten here at Kinsman Field with 2 draws and a victory in their 3 matches that they've played here so far. In goal for them, wearing the number 50 jersey, is Ava Jones. Number 2, Sophia Nichols. Number 3, Alana Dulong. Number 4, Lauren Gray. Number 6, Eva Rodriguez. Number 10, Luli McFarlane. Number 11, Aurora Hughes-Goyette. Number 12, Amelia Russo. Number 14, Ashley Stewart. Number 15, Avery Tulloch. And number 19, Maya Morrell. The officials for this one, the man in the middle is referee Benjamin Ritson. First assistant referee is Oliver Kostonen. Second assistant referee Marcus Petinato. And the fourth official, Niral Kumar. So it's a battle between second placed Altitude and fourth placed Burnaby. Big playoff implications in this game. Altitude have played 2 more games than their visitors this afternoon. They've played 6, they've won 2, they've drawn 3, and just the 1 single loss, which was one of our earlier games of the week at Swangard when they went down to a 2-1 defeat to TSS Rovers. They've got 9 goals for, 8 goals against. 5 different players have found the back of the net for Altitude. 5 different players have registered assists. Jade Mitchell, not starting this afternoon, on the bench for Altitude. She leads the North Shore side with 3 goals. Avery Tulloch, 2 goals and an assist. And the assist leader for Altitude is Lauren Gray, who has 2 to her name so far this year. 7 of Altitude's 9 goals have come in the last 20 minutes and stoppage time of matches, so do not turn this one off early. They are taking on a Burnaby FC side that have only played 4 games so far this year, all of them at home. They've got 2 wins, 1 draw and just 1 solitary defeat on their record. That loss, a 2-0 loss to the runaway league leaders, the Whitecaps. They've got 6 goals for, 5 goals against, so both teams coming into this one with a +1 goal difference. 4 different players have scored for Burnaby in their inaugural League 1 season. 2 players have registered assists, Isabella Mussolini and Reagan McKenzie. 2 goals apiece for them, and neither of them starting this afternoon for the visitors. 2 players have got assists this year for Burnaby. Reagan McKenzie, one of those, Mia Panti the other. She also has a goal to her credit, a match winner against TSS Rovers last weekend at Burnaby Lake, and it's going to be Altitude getting this one underway, shooting right to left in this first half in the all sky blue jerseys with the white numbers. Burnaby going from left to right, white jerseys, gold shorts and gold numbers. And this should be a very entertaining game. Burnaby haven't kept a clean sheet so far this season, so there could certainly be goals in this one. And as I said right off the bat, it's going to be very interesting conditions out there this afternoon. The rain's gone on and off for much of the morning, but for the last hour and a half or so, it's just been coming down very heavily. Pitch, though, has held well. No wet patches over it. I was curious to see what that was going to be like. Just before kick-off, it was almost monsoon conditions, but it has eased off a little bit. So thank you for spending your soggy Sunday with us. And a giveaway there picked up in the middle of the park by Olivia Shepherd. This Burnaby team, a big core of it is SFU Red Leaf players. SFU winning their first GNAC title this past college season. And the ball played out wide here for Coralmel. She keeps it in, looks up to see what options are in the middle. Has a bit of a whiff at that one, and that just runs off her foot and behind, and that's going to bring up a goal kick for Altitude. First touch of the game for Ava Jones in the Altitude goal. Jones has played every single minute for Altitude this season, making her 7th start of the campaign. And she's looked very good back there as well. It's always going to be hard to replace Sarah Lewin, who moved on to play for Burnaby this inaugural season. She is in the opposite goal. Lewin plays at SFU, so playing this year with her SFU teammates for Burnaby. 17 League One appearances under her belt, Sarah Lewin, in the first 2 years with Altitude. And I think the first few minutes of this is just going to be the two sides trying to feel each other out. Altitude, of course, have the advantage of knowing this pitch. Burnaby haven't played a game yet on the road, as I mentioned, so they haven't played on a grass surface yet. And for a lot of these players, they're not going to be overly familiar playing on grass, and this Kinsman Field pitch certainly has some unique bounces. There is a little bit of a slope on it as well. But here goes Burnaby now, cut inside from Rasul. She goes straight for goal, and that's the first goal look for either side this afternoon, and Rasul just pulls that one high and over the Altitude goal. Rasul played last year for Notsamot in League One. Just played 5 games, but got 3 goals in those 5 games, so a pretty good return rate for Rasul. And she's carried that form into her rookie season as well with New Mexico State, so certainly watch for her, the number 2, as a long range effort comes in there for Burnaby from Shania Dinza. And I think that's really what both teams need to do in the early going here, is to test these goalkeepers, make them think about the ball skipping off this grass, because it's going to be very slick out there. And the attackers just have to be really clued on, looking for any spells, looking for any rebounds, because I think we're going to see a few of those this afternoon. And it's just going to be a case of which one of these two sides can capitalise on things. Burnaby enjoying most of the early possession here, and here they go again. Colmel is in acres of room out here on the right if they can find her, and a nice crossfield ball there from Clark. Tries to play in Colmel, but just didn't quite have the direction. It held up just in the turf there and just has enough to carry out and behind for an Altitude goal kick. Do you want to get in touch with us during the broadcast? We'll like to make these interactive. You can get in touch with me on Twitter at AFTN Canada. Altitude with the throw in on the far side. It's played into their 2 goal scorer Avery Tulloch, and that's a loose one given away and a foul given away in the process as well there by Tulloch, and that's going to bring up a dangerous free kick opportunity here for Burnaby, and they're going to send some big bodies up. But right now there's just more concern for their injured player down there. There's just going to be some treatment. So while that is going on, we will do a little announcement for you, because League 1 BC would like to acknowledge the following league partners: CIBC, the lead partner for Canada Soccer, the Canadian Premier League and League 1; Gatorade, Rehydrate, Replenish, Refuel; the Cruyff Institute, educating athletes, sport and business professionals to become leaders in sport management; Derby Star, the official ball of the Canadian Premier League and the preferred match ball for League 1 BC. I'll just break off from those announcements just to point out the obvious of what you're seeing on the screen, as there's still some treatment down for the Burnaby players. So Burnaby regrouping with their coaching staff at the sideline. Altitude having a little meeting in the penalty box, and that looks like the end of the afternoon. The trainer giving the famous signal that they need a little bit of help and need a stretcher to come on here, although she is going to be helped off there, and that is something that you never want to see in these games, as the fans here give a big round of applause. Back to thanking the following league partners: Macron, work hard, play harder; Vibrant Performance, Canada's most trusted brand for automotive race parts and accessories; the Canadian Premier League, where Canadian soccer takes flight; One Soccer, the home of soccer in Canada; and BC Soccer, encouraging us all to play, inspire and unite. And we'll try and see what the substitution is going to be coming up here. But the day is done. I think it was Kate Cartier that took the knock there. We'll just get confirmation of that. And it looks like it's going to be Isabella Mussolini that is coming on, the number 7 for Burnaby, and she'll come on after this free kick. Chance for the visitors to launch one into the box, try and test Jones, but it's a good header away. And a shoulder to shoulder there, fair one by Colmel. She keeps hold of the ball. Little touch inside here to Dinza. Colmel, she's got 2 players around her, gets past them both, cuts inside, a nice little touch inside there to Clark, and she just couldn't get that one off. And that's just going to hold up on the far side, and that'll give Altitude a chance to bring it out deep, as Isabella Mussolini still waits to come on here at the next stoppage of play for Burnaby. Luli McFarlane now plays that up the wing for Morel, and that's a very good tackle there from Molly Quarry. And we will get the substitution now, and indeed it was Kate Cartier that went off injured.
For Burnaby, going off number 23, Kate Cartier, being replaced by number 7, Isabella Mussolini.
Mussolini, another one of the SFU players, has played a couple of seasons in League 1 with TSS. This is her 3rd year in the league altogether. And with 2 goals to her name already this League 1 campaign. Certainly a player that Altitude are going to have to watch for here, but it is the home side that is on the attack just now. Throwing played into McFarlane. She can't bring that out, and just taking no chances and kicking that into touch there is Burnaby, as Nichols will play that in. Big boot up the field there from Hayley Bazile. Morel though gets it back. Nice little ball outside there from Ashley Stewart to McFarlane. She's got room here to get a cross into the box. Plays it back to Morel, who first times it. Right idea, just couldn't get the direction on it, and that's just high and over for Altitude as we're past the first 10 minutes here in the first half at Kinsman Field. McFarlane doing well to battle away, win her side to throw, and gets quickly on with it and gets the ball back as well. McFarlane going again. She's been very lively in the opening minutes here. Gets the byline, takes a touch on it and steps back. Cut outside to Rodriguez now, who'll go for goal. She sends it into the back post, and that was a great opportunity there for Altitude. Aurora Hughes-Goyette just couldn't connect on that. Lewin didn't really know whether to come out and collect that or not, and in the end, any touch on that from Hughes-Goyette, and that was going to be in the back of the net. But Lewin and Burnaby can breathe a sigh of relief there as it just runs through to the back, but that's been more like it from Altitude in the last couple of minutes. With Altitude having played 2 more games than Burnaby at this point of the season, and just having that 2-point lead, they sit on 9 to Burnaby's 7. This is such a huge game for Altitude. They can get a win here. They open up a little bit of a gap and set themselves up nicely to be in the playoff picture for the first time come the end of the year. Tillich plays that into Rodriguez. Rodriguez plays it back out. Morel stays on side, keeps it in with a little back heel, but closed down quickly there by 2 Burnaby players who just want to put that into touch. Speaking to Altitude assistant coach Charlotte Ring before the game here about the conditions, and she said these are fun conditions to play in. I wouldn't want to be out there just now. I'm glad I'm under the tent, but the players are certainly playing some nice stuff this afternoon so far. They already all look soaked as McFarlane sends a high one to the edge of the box. It bounces. Brought down by Stewart, but it's cleared by Burnaby. DeLong in a battle on the far side there, and Burnaby come away with it. They don't have a lot of numbers up. It comes up to Rasul. She'll play it inside to Dinza. Nice little turn away, but that was very well closed down there by Hughes-Goyette, hitting a pass back there to Nichols. She couldn't control it in the wet turf there, but manages to recover well. And now we should get another chance to bring this one forward. Slightly overhit there by Hughes-Goyette, and Alyssa Clark picks that one up. She'll send it up the left wing, and DeLong, taking no chances, turns that out, and that's going to bring up a throw-in for Burnaby midway in the Altitude half here. They're slowly working their way up their left wing as that ball comes off DeLong again. High throw-in into the box, flicked on by Rasul. No one in the middle for Burnaby though, and Altitude will clear it, and McFarlane, here she goes again. Puts on the jet, Luli McFarlane. Well played there though by Molly Quarry to touch that one away. Tries to get that up the wing to Mia Panty, but Panty just can't keep that one in, and it's going to run out for an Altitude throw-in. Mia Panty with 1 goal and 1 assist in the last game against TSS Rovers, her former side. She's had 3 years under her belt now at Texas A&M. 7 goals and a staggering 19 assists from Panty, who came through the Whitecap system, has played for Canada at U15, 17 and 20 level, and she'll be a one to watch this afternoon. As the dangerous one comes in, it's spilled by Jones, it goes through her hands and somehow ends up in the back of the net. The cross coming in there from Kirsten Coamel, and we'll see who gets the credit for that. For me, I think it probably has to go down as an own goal, and Ava Jones though may have taken a touch off the defender on the way through. But 15 minutes gone, and it's the visitors from Burnaby that have the 1-0 lead here at Kinsman Field. And it is credited, at least by the PA system, as an own goal. And we'll watch that one back at half-time to see if it was indeed Jones or if it took a touch off the defender on the way through. But that's what I was saying to watch for in this. It's going to be difficult conditions out there for the goalkeepers to hold on to the ball. And a nice ball coming in there from Kristen Colemel to set that opportunity up. But Altitude have been the comeback queens so far this season in League One. And as I mentioned, 7 of their 9 goals have come in the last 20 minutes of matches, so they'll still be very much in this game. Here comes Colmel again. Closed down quickly this time though. Nice recovery play there from Sophia Nichols. Colmel, another player that has some good college experience. 3 years at Regina Cougars. 6 goals and 7 assists for her in her 32 matches played for the Cougars. Rasul, nice little touch inside, looking for Panty, but a big boot on that will send it up the field. And McFarlane and Morel putting pressure there on Bazile, but she'll play that back to Lowen, who kicks that high up the field. Here goes Altitude again. And that's just beyond Morel there from Rodriguez, and that will give BFC a chance to bring this one out. Colmel again. She's been very busy and lively in the opening moments of this one here for Burnaby. A lot of their attacking play has come up this right side, and Kirsten Colmel, the 21-year-old from Pitt Meadows, is the player that has been causing a lot of issues out there. Hughes Goyette, little touch back to DeLong. Morel tries to give that one back for Hughes Goyette to chase. Nice little block there. Checking Hughes Goyette's run, and the ball just runs through to Lewin. She'll just slow things down. As I mentioned, Sarah Lewin's first 2 years in League One with Altitude, and she is one of the featured names in a documentary that is going to be coming out tomorrow. And we'll get to that shortly as McFarlane plays that inside to Morel. Looks to make some room, tries to play in Hughes Goyette. But again, some good defensive play by Burnaby. Altitude though, win it back quickly. Stewart now. Skips past the tackle, gives it to Tulloch. Tulloch tries to give that back to Stewart. I don't think she was looking for the return pass there, but had too much on it anyway from Tulloch, and it's going to run through to Lewin. So Sarah Lewin is one of a number of players featured in a documentary that is going to have the trailer released tomorrow. Not sure when the full documentary is out. Might also be tomorrow. It's called Rising Together, and it's just the story of Altitude's second season in League One, as Morel plays this out to Tulloch with the flag up on the far side, as Hughes Goyette just tucks it away, but not going to count. Flag up very quickly there from the far side assistant referee. That Altitude documentary, I've seen little bits of it. I'm involved in part of it from the commentary side, from some matches, did some recording for some of the other stuff as well. So looking forward to seeing the finished article. A lot of hard work has been put together in this. And Sarah Lewin does play a very prominent role in it, talking about her on-pitch heroics and her off-field struggles that she's had over the years, and certainly worth checking out. As this cross ball tries to play that into Rasul, has too much on that, and that's easily mopped up by Ava Jones. Burnaby not allowing space in any of the channels here, and just forcing Altitude to play it along the back line, and then the unforced error there, giving BFC a throw-in, which is quickly taken. Quarry plays that forward, looking for Dinza. Certainly hard to trap the ball and bring it in out there in these conditions, as we've seen from both sides, but Dinza wins the ball back there, plays that out to Colmel. Colmel cuts into the box, sends a dangerous one in. It falls to Dinza, who gets the shot off, but Jones down well to mop that one up. Morel does well to turn away from her marker, but it's cleared again by Burnaby. They've looked very good back there. It's Rodriguez, a nice ball over the top for McFarlane to bring down. Tulloch making the overlap and run. Tulloch just running out of room, plays it back to McFarlane. She has got options in the middle. Nice little cut inside there from Lily McFarlane, but just overruns it, and Dinza mops that one up, and a little push in the back from McFarlane there, and Dinza is going to bring up the free kick for the visitors. Yes, that one played up looking for Mussolini, but won by Altitude. Nice turn by Morel. Touch inside to Tulloch, who tries to give that back to Morel, just has a little bit too much on it. And played out into touch. And again, just slightly over hit pass there from Morel, and that just carries behind for a Burnaby goal kick here as we reach the midway point of the first half. It's the visitors Burnaby with the 1-0 lead. The goal coming in the 15th minute. An own goal in these slippery conditions as the ball slipped through the hands of Altitude goalkeeper Ava Jones from a Kirsten Cole-Mill cross. That aside, it's been a very even match out there through the first quarter. Mussolini, nice turn away there from Stewart. This will give the chance here for Chesko to bring this forward. Played into the box to Rasul. She brings it down well, just can't get the shot off, and she's closed down by Sophia Nichols. And Altitude will get the danger clear on that one. That was a great ball in, and nice idea there from Sheila Rasul to bring that down. Just couldn't get it down quick enough, and Nichols did so well getting over to mop up that danger. And here goes McFarlane again for Altitude, this time out to Nichols. She's looking for someone to make the run. Hughes Goyette asking for the ball, and I think the flag's going to go up there. Yep, Hughes Goyette just had strayed offside. She needed the ball just a little bit quicker played through to her there. But that was really good movement from Aurora Hughes Goyette, and we know how dangerous she is for Altitude. Her third season playing for Altitude. 3 goals in 2022, 3 goals in 2023. Coming off a very good season, Hughes Goyette with the University of New Brunswick Reds, where she led the team in assists, points, shots, and was second on the team in goals. So she'll be looking to try and carry some of that form into this League 1 BC campaign. Gray now brings this one out. She's got 2 assists to her name this year from some really great long ball forwards. So that is a very strong weapon in this Altitude arsenal. Really good ball playing centre back Lauren Gray, another player in her 3rd year in League 1, as Aurora Hughes Goyette does well to bounce off her marker there. Sends the ball in, it's bouncing about. And Morel goes down right on the edge of the box. She fell in the box. The tackle looked right on the line. I think the referee got that one spot on. Wasn't really any appeals for a penalty there, but that's going to bring up a free kick in a very dangerous position here for Altitude. And it looks like it's going to be Lily McFarlane who's going to take it. You could not get much closer to a penalty than this. Right on the edge of the 18-yard box. So referee gets the ball back. Looks like Lowen has lined up 4 players in the wall. Referee now happy. Everything is set. McFarlane will go for goal here. Altitude just need to watch for any spells by Lowen. McFarlane steps up, hits it. It's a great strike there by McFarlane. Just has a little bit too much on it and carries over the bar. That had just been a couple more yards back. That may have dipped in, but it's really hard to get it up and over and under the wall from that position. If you delve into stats from free kicks on the edge of the box, it's very interesting that more times than not you are not going to score from there, and it's actually better to try and lay it off for a shot to come in or send a cross into the box. Teams though always want to have a shot at goal. When it comes off, of course, it is very dramatic and it makes the highlight reel. And that was a close one there from Luli McFarlane. Altitude though still trailing by the single goal here at Kinsman Field. They've looked a better team since going behind, as has been the case many times so far through their first 6 matches. And Rasul battling away there with Gray. Gray goes sent flying to the turf and wins a free kick in the process. Remember, you can catch up with the action all season long on the new League One Canada app. You can get up-to-date live notifications of all the matches played in League 1 BC, League 1 Alberta and League 1 Ontario. The app is free in your Apple and Android stores. You can also get all the information on the League 1 BC season on the official website, league1bc.ca. Jones getting played into a little bit of danger there, but good footwork from the Altitude keeper. But Altitude penned into their final third a little bit here. Burnaby win it back. Rasul. Again, the first touch just runs away from her there, but there's options in the middle here for Burnaby as the ball comes in. And again, Jones can't keep hold of it in the wet conditions, but the ball had run behind. And it's going to bring up an Altitude goal kick anyway. Despite the wet conditions, a very good crowd out here at Kinsman Field for this one. A couple of hundred braving the monsoon-like conditions. If you live in North Vancouver though, you're used to rain. And Altitude do a very good job of getting tents up on the bleachers to make sure everyone is able to stay dry and enjoy the game in comfort. Morel, that touch just runs away from her. They win it back though. Good play there by Morel, and this is a chance for Rodriguez. She's got a couple of options, plays it through, takes a fortunate bounce in the end off Hayley Bazile into the path of McFarlane, but Burnaby recover, and they'll get a chance now to bring this one out. Here goes Bazile again. Cuts to the outside and a crunching challenge there, and a fair one though. Fantastic challenge there from Sophia Nichols, wearing the captain's armband this afternoon for Altitude, and leading by example there, winning aside a throw-in. Altitude will again build this one out the back. Long ball forward from Gray, and it's going to run through to Morel. She's got Quarry in front of her, goes for the shot, She was kind of running out of real estate there and had to get the shot off. Couldn't maybe get the full power that she wanted, and Sarah Lewin easily deals with that one. But that's what I was talking about with Lauren Gray. She's got 2 assists so far this season from balls just like that have skipped through the defence and sprung one of the altitude attackers. Fortunate one there from Amelia Russo. She gets away with it though. She let that bounce and it was closed down very quickly by Sheila Rasul. As the ball bounces off Tulloch. Tulloch looking for a foul on her there from Colemel, but that was never going to get given. As Tulloch nips in and pokes it away off the foot of Colemel this time. As Burnaby get another throw and slowly working their way up this left wing. Colemel again sends it to the edge of the box looking for Mussolini. It's snuffed out though by altitude. McFarlane will set this up. Nice ball there for Stewart. Morel. Quick movement here in these wet conditions from altitude. Hughes Goyette thought about the first time pass to try and play in Tulloch, and that might have been the option. But as it's worked out quite favourably for altitude as Rodriguez fouled there, and that's going to bring up a free kick, and it's going to be about 5 to 8 yards further back from the last one, so this might give McFarlane another opportunity to go for goal here, and with it being a little bit further out, a similar strike could see this one dip in. And it's McFarlane and Tulloch that are going to stand over this one. Five-player wall for Burnaby. McFarlane hesitates. Tulloch with the strike. It's spilled by Lewin. And it crashes off the outer side of the woodwork there from Alana DeLong. This is what both teams need to be doing in these conditions, is just peppering shots in on the keepers, because there are going to be spills. Even the best keepers in the world are going to struggle in these conditions, and there are going to be the chance for rebounds. And you saw it there. Lewin just could not keep hold of that one. It was well struck by Tulloch. And DeLong quickly on it and just hit the outside of the left post as Burnaby breathe a sigh of relief and get on with this themselves. Colemel up the wing here. Now Dinsa's got a chance to run. She's got Rasul inside. Dinsa centres it to the edge of the box. It's cleared by DeLong. Picked up by Clark. It's kept alive by Burnaby. Played back to Mussolini, who lines up the shot. It's well tipped over there by Ava Jones. Good dipping shot there coming in from Isabella Mussolini. That's going to bring up a rare corner in this first half. Might actually be the first one of the afternoon, and you can see there's a little bit of a wind in that far corner by the fact that the corner flag is almost horizontal. Doesn't seem that windy when you look around the rest of the stadium, but in that corner there definitely seems to be a little bit of a swirling wind, as the referee not happy with what he's seeing. Ava Jones is very much crowded here. There is a lot of traffic ahead of her. And that is not a good corner from Burnaby. There was a lot of players in the box. They had to try and test Jones there. And now it should get it away. Rodriguez with the boot. Basile plays that forward to Chesko. She can't control it, and that's going to allow Tulloch just to get a foot on that and send it up the pitch and into touch. Taking a little bit of respite of this altitude backline as we're into the final 10 minutes of the first half here. Remember, if you want to get in touch with us during the broadcast, you can do so on Twitter at AFTN Canada. On some great play there by Dinsa. Danced past two players there, and in the end it's just taken off her foot as it looked like she was set to get a shot off, and it's going to bring up a second corner in quick succession here for the visitors. Once again, there's going to be a lot of crowding in the 6-yard box. Referee keeping a very close eye on what is going on in the 6-yard box there. Burnaby need to get this right on the top of Jones, because it's going to be tough for the keeper to deal with this if she can, as the flag now flies off the corner pole. And the delivery, this is a much better one. It's right on top of Jones, and she does so well there to hold on to it at the second attempt. Parried it into the air initially and was right underneath to collect that one. That was good goalkeeping there by the 20-year-old. But that was exactly what Burnaby needed to do, because with so much traffic in front of her, it was going to be difficult for the keeper to come out and collect that. I like what I saw from Ava Jones last year in League One, and she's had a very strong start to the season. This year, as I mentioned, of the top, played every minute of every game so far for Altitude. Only made 3 appearances last year when Sarah Lewin was the starting keeper for Altitude. Did keep 2 clean sheets and just gave up 1 goal in those 3 appearances, and very much impressed me with her performances in 2023. Gray tries to send that up the wing. Takes a little deflection, and it was a favourable bounce for Altitude, who now get another throw in. Played forward for Tulloch. She lets this one bounce. Tried to play that outside, I think, to Hughes Goyette, but just couldn't quite get the direction on it. And now Burnaby. That's a good ball to Colemel. Touch outside for Dinza to run onto. Bazile. First time delivery into the box. Over the head of Colemel. It falls to the end, and that's a flashing strike comes in there from Mia Panty. Certainly had the power on it. Didn't have the direction and just flies over Ava Jones's bar. Hope you are enjoying the action this soggy Sunday, wherever you're taking it in from across BC, Canada, or anywhere else around the world. McFarlane, that's I was going to say it was a good ball, but then the direction wasn't quite there, so I just checked myself. It looked good as it left her foot, but didn't quite go where she wanted it. It went between the 2 Altitude players that were ahead of her, and now this is a chance for Panty to keep this in. She does well to keep that in. She's got DeLong, gets past DeLong, hits the byline, centres it in, and that's a good defensive play there by Lauren Gray to knock that behind for another corner for Burnaby. They hadn't had any until a few minutes ago, and now 3 in quick succession, and once again they will send the bodies into that 6-yard box. We've had 1 good delivery, 1 not good delivery so far. What will the third one bring up? Not as much traffic this time in the box, but a lot of movement running in now. It comes in, and that's headed well clear by Lauren Gray. Comes to Dinza at the end of the box. Touches inside. Chisco now. Gives it back to Panty, who is like tussling away there and still keeps hold of the ball. Eventually loses it to Hughes Goyette, but Burnaby win it back. Delivery high into the edge of the box. Bazile brings it down. She has to turn away though under the pressure from Morel. Another good delivery there coming in from Bazile. Third attempt from Bazile, and this time it's into the welcoming arms of Ava Jones, who does well to hold on to that. Into the last 5. There'll be a few minutes added on for that injury to Kate Cartier. It's disappointing to see Kate go off so early. So instrumental for SFU this past season in their GNAC Championship win. I was really looking forward to seeing her play this afternoon. Hopefully it's not too bad an injury. As Lewin sends that up to Mussolini. She gets it back at the second attempt. It's up the wing now to Panty. Mia Panty cuts inside. She's got a few options. Goes for goal herself though, and that's not going to trouble Ava Jones. And you can hear the wind and the rain picking up here at Kinsman Field. And right now the wind feels like it is behind the backs of Burnaby, so Altitude may have that behind their backs for the second half. As I mentioned, they are very much a second half team this year, especially in the last 20 minutes or so of matches. Foul there on Maya Morell. Burnaby head coach Jonas Worth will of course be the happier of the two coaches heading in, but Andrew Peate's going to be very pleased with what he's seen from his Altitude side in stages of this first half. Just an unfortunate goal to give up. There hasn't really been much to choose between the two teams. As that free kick cleared, and a chance now for Dinser to get something going. She's got the overlapping run here from Colmel. Colmel gets the better of Nichols. Still Kirsten Colmel, and a good recovery play there from Sophia Nichols. Had to make sure she got her foot on that, and that's going to be out for a Burnaby throw-in on the near side here. And it's a long one into the box. It's bouncing about, but Altitude will bring it out. McFarlane, she's got room to run here. Doesn't have a lot of options, so she's maybe going to have to do a lot herself. Plays that up the wing for Morell to chase down. And Morell takes it off the foot of Bazile. And that was a very important sliding tackle there from Molly Quarry to knock that away, because Morell was going to be on that and into the box. Molly Quarry played with TSS Rovers in the early years of League 1BC, but her dad is one of the co-owners, Morgan Quarry of Burnaby FC, so she has made the switch to play for BFC this year. And she's been so key to the good defensive play from Burnaby in their 4 games so far. She's been a very key component this afternoon for them as well, as Hughes Goyette now battling away with Chesko. Hughes Goyette wins it, gets the shot off to the back post, and no one able to run in and get onto the edge of that, and it just carries behind. And Sarah Lewin will be glad to see that as we're in the last minute here. Lewin's done well to run about 30 seconds off the clock there at that free kick. We'll see if that is time that gets added on by the referee, but here's a chance now for Burnaby. Colmel is in a lot of room, cuts inside, but again very well read there by Sophia Nichols, who was looking for the free kick as she was bundled over there. Referee not having any of it. Now Burnaby will try and get something going up the other side, and that just runs away from Panty. She does well to keep that in though. Hits the byline, and she's going to win her side. No, she's not going to win her side. I thought she'd win her side a corner there, but it's out for a goal kick. I think Panty thought she'd got a corner as well. Fourth official indicating a minimum of 2 minutes to get added on in this one. I thought it might have been a little bit more for the Cartier injury, but I'm sure everyone right now wants to get in to some dry conditions ahead of the second half to come. Rodriguez, she gets that one taken off her by Rasul. Dinser now with a long range effort, and that one doesn't miss by much as it whizzes past the left post. I think Jones had that covered and had it well read. McFarlane wins that one back. It's a ball forward. That was the right idea for Hughes Goyette to run onto. Only one of the Hughes Goyette sisters playing at the moment for Altitude. Makes it easier from a commentator point of view. Here is Rasul, edge of the box, goes for goal. And again, very well dealt with there by Ava Jones. Burnaby's going to have another possibility here, but broken up by Altitude. Maybe they will get the last chance of this half. Gray again looking to see if the long ball was on. It wasn't. Out to DeLong. She gets it back, and it's some nice play up the right side here. Tulloch turns inside. Rodriguez will play that out to Hughes Goyette. Can she keep this one in? She's going to need a little bit of help. As Tulloch wins it back. They're going to run out of time here if they don't launch this one into the box. And indeed they do run out of time, and that feels like a bit of a wasted opportunity by Altitude to end the half here. And it's a half that sees the visitors, Burnaby FC, going in with a 1-0 lead. The goal coming in the 15th minute, an own goal, which I'll watch back to see whether it took the touch of the defender or not, but it came from a cross by Kirsten Colmel that just was not dealt with by Jones, went through her fingers and agonisingly for Altitude ended up in the back of the net. And that is all that is separating the two teams at half time. So go stick the kettle on, grab your biscuit of choice and join us in 15 minutes for the second half of this one. Welcome back to Kinsman Field in North Vancouver. A slightly lengthier half-time break there, as there was just some concerns about the pitch and whether this game was going to be able to get finished or not. But the second half is certainly going to get underway. Stay tuned for what may be happening with regards to the men's game. We'll keep you fully posted on that. But the teams are out for the second half, and it looks like there may have been a substitution that's going to get announced. The referee, fourth official, is certainly holding the board. We'll come to that when we get to it. But as of right now, the second half is about to get underway. Burnaby getting this one underway. They are in the white shirts with the gold shorts and gold numbers, shooting from right to left in this second half. Altitude in their sky blue jerseys with the white numbers, shooting from left to right, and right away it's Burnaby on the attack. Mussolini in on the box. She just can't keep that under control. That was good defensive play there by Lauren Gray. It's been a lot of rain on the pitch all day, and especially during the first half here at Kinsman Field. And on the far side there has been maybe concerns about how well the ball is running. So that is just something to keep an eye on as this second half gets underway. Both teams are going to want to just get this one finished, though. They already have 45 minutes under their belt. Burnaby leading. Goal coming in the 15th minute. It was an own goal. Comel played the ball in. Jones, it ran through her hands, bounced off Lauren Gray, and then agonisingly bounced into their own net. And that gave Burnaby the narrowest of leads. It's been a very even first half. Nothing really to choose between the two teams apart from that. And there has been a couple of substitutions at half-time for Burnaby. Number 21, Katie Richardson, has come on for number 12, Hayley Bazile. And number 3, Maya Rogers, has come on for number 2, Sheila Rasul. And here's DeLong in a battle there with Mia Panty. That's going to be a good battle, you think, all second half long. Updating my soggy bits of paper here with the half-time subs. No subs yet for Altitude 3 now for Burnaby after that early injury to Kate Carty, and the girl that came on for her, Mussolini, with a beautiful cross-field pass there. And that one whizzes just away from Jones, but no takers at the back post for Burnaby. Jones plays it up, looking to try and get that to Hughes Goyette, but that's just going to run out, and a chance here for Richardson with the throw-in. Panty gets that one taken off her very well there by Ashley Stewart, but her ball up the line didn't quite have the direction she was looking for. It is going to keep the visitors, though, penned in to their half here from this throw-in. Altitude were nicked back. They're still very much in this game, and after going a goal behind, had the better of the opportunities and the better of the play. So that's certainly something that Andrew Pete will take that, as the ball comes crashing into the stand and the rain hits one of the tents, and the rain just waterfalls off it, thankfully onto the bleachers and not onto anyone that's sitting underneath it. Has been absolutely sodden today here on the North Shore. It's one of these days. I'm glad I'm undercover, but I really feel for the players that's out there playing, and you can see just how wet those jerseys are. was a nice idea to try and get that to Panty, but just too much on it. It's going to run out. DeLong quickly gets on with it. Great play by Lily McFarlane. She has had a fantastic showing in the first 50 minutes of this game. Morel tries to knock that one past Shepherd, but she does very well to stand tall. Can't quite find Colmel with that pass, and that's just going to run out for an altitude throw just inside their own half. And a giveaway pounced upon by Morel. She tried to show fleet of foot there, but well cut out by Burnaby, and that's going to bring up a foul. And Dinza not happy with the challenge there from Nichols. And that's going to give the visitors a free kick just inside their own half.
Yellow card for altitude number 2, Sophie Nichols.
And that brought up a booking as well for the altitude player. First one of proceedings this afternoon. This free kick comes in high for Burnaby. It's bouncing about. Dinza picks up the loose ball. Smothered though by altitude, and Rodriguez will bring this one out. Hughes Goyette now tries the cheeky little touch inside, but that was very well read by Shayna Dinza. One of the older players on this Burnaby side at 25, so not super old, but one of the more experienced players certainly for Burnaby. She had a couple of years at Washington Cougars before transferring to the University of California, Riverside. She's got experience, Dinza, for Canada at U17 and U20 level as well. And when you've got a lot of young college players, especially some of them maybe playing their first season in this league, having a little bit of veteran presence out there is huge. Something that Altitude benefited from last year, and they had Charlotte Ring in the middle. She's now an assistant coach with them this year. As Burnaby moving the ball around well at the start of the second half here. And that's a good ball, and it's bouncing about, and that could have gone anywhere, and in the end it falls favourably for Altitude and into the arms of Ava Jones. But it was a good cross in there from Olivia Shepherd that caused all that problem. Rogers now on the far side of the pitch looking for some movement. And that looked a sore one in the gut there, as the referee just checking that she's okay. Kirsten Colmel, who was very involved in the first half for Burnaby. Most of their attacks were going through her up that right side, and she's kind of continued that in the second half. Doesn't look too much worse for Weir after quite a whack into her chest there. As Jones sends a high up and under, and it's bouncing. See who can bring this one down. Turns out it's Dinza for Burnaby. Here goes Colmel. She's got Rogers in front of her, and Maya Rogers is going to add a good spark on that right hand side. Still Rogers battling away down in the corner, and that's very well read by Amelia Russo. And Russo does so well there and wins her side a goal kick in the process. Maya Rogers played in League One previously, another player that played with TSS. This is her third year in the league, the first two with the Rovers. Played 7 games for them last year before heading back to college with Miami Hurricanes, which has had 3 college seasons now under her belt there. Another player that is so dangerous, as is Colmel, who's on the ball now. Cuts it back for Dinta, who fires a beautiful looping effort, and what a goal that is for Burnaby FC. Shania Dinza with the effort there, and that just whizzed off her foot over the head of Jones into the far corner, and there was nothing that the altitude keeper could do with that one. 55 minutes gone here at Kinsman Field, and Burnaby have the 2-goal lead.
Goal for Burnaby, number 16, Shania Dinza.
It's going to be an uphill battle now for Altitude. I've talked about their comeback this season, and they have come back in pretty much all the games that they've been behind in at some point. The one game that they've lost this year against TSS, they fell behind, they got back on level terms, but then gave up the killer second and went down to a 2-1 defeat. Every other game when they've fallen behind, they have come back, and they're going to make a change here to try and get something going, some kind of spark. Ashley Stewart is making way, and Jade Mitchell wearing number 20 today coming on for Altitude. Mitchell, their leading scorer this season, 3 goals to her name. 2 of those goals coming in stoppage time as well. 1 to salvage a point, 1 to salvage a big win over Unity. And they're going to need a bit of magic now coming up from the 17-year-old. Youngest player on the team, but having a fantastic season out there. As I mentioned, the 3 goals so far. But it's been all Burnaby to start the second half here. Colemel with a shot. It's spilled by Jones. Doesn't get away too far from her, and she can fall on the rebound. Shania Dinza didn't see that as a free kick. Referee felt otherwise, and it's going to give the chance for Altitude to launch this deep into the Burnaby half. In these conditions, it's tough to kind of keep your head up as it is about losing that second goal. You wonder if that's maybe just deflated Altitude a little bit here. This is such a huge game for both of these teams in terms of playoff positioning. Altitude currently sitting second in the standings, but if Burnaby can hold on here, they'll leapfrog them into second. The Whitecaps, of course, runaway leaders right now with a 100% record, 15 points from 15 available. But from second down to fifth, only 3 points separating the 4 teams, so it's going to be a good end to the season. It's a ball over for Mitchell to chase down. Lewin misjudges that. She still can't collect it. Mitchell battling away, and Mitchell gets onto that. And a defensive calamity there from Burnaby, pounced upon by Jade Mitchell. She's only been on the pitch for a couple of minutes, and she's made a difference already for the North Shore side, and they've pulled the goal back, and the deficit reduced down to 1 in the 58th minute. And Lewin and the defenders are going to want to get that one back. But fantastic anticipatory play there by Jade Mitchell. Her 4th now of the season. And it's game back on. And the flag and the celebrations out. No smoke so far today. We'll see if that comes out, if they manage to get an equaliser here. And this is the fighting quality I spoke about in this Altitude team. They just don't know when to give up, and they just fight. But here comes Burnaby looking to restore their 2-goal advantage, and that was a dangerous cross that came in there from Pante. And the ball still not cleared and comes across goal. I thought it took a deflection there. Everyone was looking over at the linesman, and he's indicating that it is a goal kick. But what a dangerous ball in from Pante, just eluding the outstretched leg there of Maya Rogers. And Burnaby nearly restored their 2-goal advantage immediately there. But Altitude hang on. And now as we get set to move into the last half hour of this, Altitude have a bit of a spring in the step. I said they felt a little bit deflated. That's certainly now giving them a huge boost there. And Mitchell, such a special player, only 17 years old, and she has got such a bright future ahead of her. And here come Altitude again, trying to get something going, and Richardson just gets a foot on that and sends it into touch. These are conditions that make nightmare scenarios for goalkeepers, and we've seen it from both so far today. As someone that's played goal myself, you hate trying to be able to try and catch the ball in this. It's almost impossible at times, but there was just so much confusion at the back there for Burnaby, and it's not something we've seen from them this year. They've been very solid at the back. But now, they're trying to force something at the other end. The score off that second goal, Dinza twisting, turning, trying to get that into one of her teammates, just runs out of room in the end. Right now though, Shania Dinza is standing with the match-winning goal. But Altitude will have something to say about that. If you went with us in the early part of this, I mentioned 7 heading into this game. In fact, here goes Hughes Goyette now. We'll break off from that thought. She goes with the shot. Mitchell was making a run behind her, and then there was the overlapping run from McFarlane as well in the far post. That may have been the better option there for Hughes Goyette. As I was starting to say there, if you hadn't been with us earlier, heading into this game, 7 of Altitude's 9 goals had come after the 70th minute mark, including 2 in stoppage time as well. So you do not want to turn this one off. This is a game that is going to go right down to the wire, and Altitude will not give up fighting. They're unbeaten at home here on Kinsman Field. They're used to this grass. They're used to this weird bounces that you get on this pitch. I love the games here. It's just such a atmospheric stadium. First 2 years we did our commentary at the other side, so you also had a beautiful view of the North Shore Mountains. Yes, Altitude playing dangerously along their back line there, but they get away with it. But now the ball given away, and that's just going to run through to Jones. If Altitude can come back here, it feels like this is very much a statement performance from them. They've still got 2 tough games to come against the Whitecaps, which is going to be a very tall order for them to take anything from that. So every point is premium for them just now. As the ball comes in across goal, Mussolini swipes at it, can't fully connect, and Altitude clear the danger. It's going to come straight back in, but it's broken down there. Quarry was trying to do something. That's great play there from Mitchell, and a great play here from Mitchell. That was McFarlane, earlier. Mitchell, though, streaking up the wing. McFarlane and Mitchell really do link up very nicely. As that ball was going to run through, and just keeping my eye on the benches. Neither bench really warming up. There's maybe one sub warming up for Altitude right now, so not sure we're going to see any changes anytime soon. So it's up to these players to see if they can make a difference to the scoreline. Morel tried to get played in there, but it's just ahead of her. And a big boot from Burnaby. We'll send that into touch. I was asking a lot from Mia Panty. DeLong quickly gets on with it. Gets a return pass from Hughes Goyette. Oh, and that's a loose one there from Morel. It's pounced upon by Mussolini, who loses the ball in the grass. And you actually saw quite a bit of water come up off the surface there. Mussolini just with a smile, knowing that she couldn't keep hold of that. certainly testing conditions for everyone out there, and for players that aren't used to playing on grass as well, which is most of this Burnaby side. It's going to make it even tougher for them. But they are leading just now and they're pushing for more. Here goes Mussolini. That was very well read by Lauren Gray, and out behind for the first corner of the second half for Burnaby. Burnaby just slowing things down just now, not in any big hurry to get on with this corner. That seemed to take an age to get that one put on the corner spot, but it's finally delivered into the box. It's punched away by Jones, flicked over there by Rodriguez as she tries to get it out, but Mussolini shuts it down well. Richardson now. It's picked off by Morell. Now it comes up to Mitchell, just skips away from the winger. But she'll put pressure on Richardson, who's taking no chances, and puts that into touch. As we're now going to get a sub for Burnaby. And it's Kirsten Colemel that's going off. So effective in the first half, hasn't maybe quite got into it in the second half. Caden Sherwood, the number 13, coming on for Burnaby here. Another SFU player. She's 2 years under her belt with the Red Leafs. 19-year-old from Vernon. We'll see what she can add to this Burnaby attack. 4 goals and 3 assists from her 13 games with SFU so far. So she certainly is a creative addition here for Jonas Worth's side. As trying to see what the referee is coming over to do here. He's going to give a drop ball. Thank you to everyone that is spending their Sunday afternoon watching League 1 BC Game of the Week on YouTube. Hope you are enjoying this wherever you are taking the action in. One man certainly enjoying it is John O'Flynn, who wants to give a shout out to everyone watching and listening, and in particular the 1982 Handsworth Secondary valedictorian John Prescott, who is celebrating a 60th birthday this week. So happy 60th to John when it comes. I'll be there myself in 4.5 years. That's a terrifying thought. Hopefully you get a nice sunny day for your birthday, John, and it's not going to be a monsoon condition like this. It is meant to get nicer as the week goes on. And it's good to see that this pitch is holding up. So we're definitely going to be getting this one finished. We'll keep you posted on the men's game coming up next. Gray, good long ball up, and that just skips away from Hughes Goyette. So the frustration on her face there as Lily McFarlane making way now for Altitude. She has had a fantastic game out there. And it's number 17, Maya Smith, coming on now for Altitude. 21-year-old, plays her college soccer with the Capilano Blues here in North Vancouver. Won a Pac West Gold with the Blues back in 2021. She's 7 goals and 4 assists in her 25 Cap Blues career. So can she add some spark to Altitude to try and get back on level terms here? Richardson and Mussolini linking up there as Dinza. That looked like an awkward fall from the challenge there, but she's good to get up and just get on with it. Dinza wearing gloves. Every time I see them, I just can't help thinking how sodden and wet it's going to be. I think I would rather have no gloves on than cold, wet ones, but if it's helping, it's helping, and it certainly helped her with her performance, because maybe they're magic gloves. She has the match winner right now as Burnaby look to add to their tally. Mia Panty standing over. This free kick delicately chipped into the box. It's cleared for now, but the danger comes back in. It's still bouncing around at the edge of the box. Mussolini pokes it forward, and a big boot on that from Tulloch just sends that anywhere just to get out for altitude. Feel it's going to come straight back in though from Richardson. Mussolini gets that one taken away from her by Gray, and DeLong over well to cover as well.
An announcement about 2 cars that are illegally parked in front of the gate to the baseball field next door. If you are the owner
ball
of these
cut
cars,
back now.
Immediately.
Rogers with the
There's a
shot,
silver Lexus,
and that's just high and over. That was a great chance there for Burnaby to add to the tally. Took a little deflection on the way over.
Hyundai VR968K. If you're the owner of either of those 2 cars, please move them immediately.
That's going to bring up another corner here for the visitors. Again, not in any huge rush to get on with this. And the crowding again in the 6-yard box. Jones, so much traffic around her here. Very well headed clear though by Russo. Comes back in, cleared this time by Gray. It's a game of headers out there. Gray is going to just usher that back, and Jones quickly off her line to smother that danger. We're into the altitude danger zone in terms of their attacking threat, because we're into the last 20 minutes of the game. They're chasing the goal. I would not put it past them to get it as Mussolini tries the long range effort. Nice idea, just didn't have the direction there. The SFU midfielder was Ginac Newcomer of the Year in 2023 for SFU, Isabella Mussolini, after making the switch from the University of Georgia. Morel, that's a giveaway. It's just not like Morel to play a loose pass like that, and Sherwood immediately picked that one up. Now it comes out to Richardson. Touch inside to Panty. Mussolini now has room to run. Gets into the box, hits the byline, goes down in the box. Swiping at that one is Dinza, but Altitude managed to get it cleared. And I spoke about Altitude's danger, especially in stoppage time with the goals they've got. Burnaby came away with a stoppage time winner against TSS last Friday. The ball comes in and it skips away from Jones. And the danger cleared there so well by Nichols, as Sherwood was waiting to pounce at the back post. Great work there though from Mia Panty to set that chance up. Sent it in across goal, and in these conditions, as I've been saying, you just want to get that ball in the keeper and try and see if they can hold on to it and see if there is any mistakes. But Burnaby pushing hard now, trying to restore their 2-goal lead. Here comes Rogers. That's a good delivery into the box, but nobody at the back there for Burnaby. And that's just going to run behind Panty, can't keep that one in, and that's going to bring up a goal kick as we move into the 75th minute here at Kinsman Field. Burnaby leading 2-1. The goals coming from an own goal in the 15th minute. Then Burnaby made it 2-0 in the 55th from Shania Dinza. 3 minutes later though, Jade Mitchell pounced on a horrendous defensive mistake from Burnaby to give the home side some hope. And Burnaby have been the better side since that goal. Altitude need to find something special if they want to get back into it, but Tulloch not happy with her delivery there as she draws laughs from the crowd. At what she said, I would say, not at her kick. And Panty, 3 Altitude players around her, and it's Altitude that come away with the ball. Hughes Goyette now brings it down. What a tackle that is from Richardson. But Hughes Goyette recovers so well to win the ball back. And that free kick goes against Hughes Goyette, and she's laughing because she thought it had gone against her initially. That's a high ball up for Richardson, who's flicked that on. Hughes Goyette now. She's looking for some help. Tulloch's going to make the overlap and run. Hughes Goyette, it's just a loose one straight into the path of Richardson. And now Burnaby will bring this out with Mussolini. Such a talented midfield dynamo, Isabella Mussolini. Really added a spark to TSS in the first 2 years of this league. Was disappointed to see her make the move to Burnaby, but understandable when she's playing with all her SFU teammates. Tulloch now. She's forced back under the pressure there of Rogers. And Burnaby pick the ball back. It comes to Mussolini on the edge of the box. She's going to go for goal, and it's another beautiful dipping effort by Burnaby. This time Isabella Mussolini, and she restores the visitors' 2-goal lead in the 77th minute here. Fantastic finish. Just drawing silence from the home crowd here, but that was an absolutely peach of a finish there from Isabella Mussolini. Her 3rd of the season now, and she is leading the Burnaby goal scoring, and it's 3-1 to the visitors. As Altitude will make a substitution here. Selena Ali coming on, the number 18. 20-year-old central midfielder. That's a long ball forward here for Mitchell to run onto. She's had some success with running onto these balls as the shot comes in there on the far side from Maya Smith. Maya Morel, incidentally, the player making way for Altitude with that substitution. We've seen 2 absolutely fantastic dipping goals for Burnaby in this second half. The first from Dinza, the second from Mussolini. Both ending up past Jones into the same bottom corner. And both of those are certainly going to be contenders for goal of the week. Can Altitude get themselves back into this and set up a barnstorming finale? They're going to have to push. It's going to leave themselves with some spaces at the back, so they're going to have to be very solid defensively as well. As Ali, nice little bit of footwork there to keep that alive. And just off the outside of DeLong's foot there, DeLong made the switch over now to this right hand side from the left back position. As the wind and rain pick up again here at Kinsman Field. Dinza twisting, turning, under pressure from Tulloch, gets it to Mussolini, who tries another chip from the edge of the box, and this one it's just a little bit too high and over. And encouragingly, the Burnaby men are warming up on the far side, so I say encouragingly because the men's game was perhaps going to be in question due to the city of North Vancouver closing the fields on the North Shore. So the fact they are warming up is a good sign. But we'll keep you fully up to date and also watch the social media channels to make sure that the men's game will go ahead. It's scheduled right now to kick off at 3:30. As we're into the last 10 minutes here of our Women's League 1BC Game of the Week. And it's the visitors Burnaby leading by 3-1. 2 absolute beautiful goals in the second half for the side that play their home games at Burnaby Lake and will be at Burnaby Lake next Saturday for the next games of the week as Burnaby take on Rivers from Kamloops. I'll have the call on those 2 games. Hopefully much nicer conditions next week. It is meant to get warm and sunny, so I'm sure it will be. Right now, Burnaby just happy with their 2-goal lead. They will just want to run down the minutes here. They're exactly where they want to be right now, camped in the final third of altitude. A goal for altitude in the next few minutes will certainly set up an exciting finale here, and they've got it in them to come back. DeLong with the throw in just inside the Burnaby half, just gets away from Hughes Goyette, and now it's a chance here for Mussolini to get something. She's got Rogers to her outside. Rogers had to check back. She was offside initially, and by the time she got back, it was closed down by altitude. Ali plays that forward to Avery Tulloch. And Altitude's going to win themselves the free kick on the far side. Altitude don't have to force anything just yet. They are chasing the 2 goals, but they just don't want to leave themselves short at the back because Burnaby certainly have the players that will punish them back there. And Tulloch is going to stand over this free kick for Altitude, sends it high to the edge of the box. It's headed away, but it's picked up by DeLong. Rodriguez, we know she's got a good shot on her, but she just did not get any power in that one, and that's going to be easily dealt with by Sarah Lewin. Rogers does well to bring that one down. And that just skips away there from Shepherd, and thought it had maybe taken a touch off Nichols. In fact, it did take a touch off Nichols, and it is going to be a Burnaby throw-in about midway in the altitude half, as it's going to be another BFC substitution here, and making way is the number 14, Mia Panty.
Substitution for Burnaby, leaving the game 14, Mia Panther, being replaced by number 9, Kira Scott.
And Kira Scott wearing the number 9 jersey, coming on for Burnaby FC for the last 6 and so minutes of this one. 19-year-old forward from Coquitlam, just coming off her rookie college season with SFU, where she played in 15 games, 8 of them starts, and she registered a goal and 2 assists. So a very SFU heavy 11 on the pitch just now for Burnaby FC. And you can maybe see on the far side as well, the altitude men are warming up now, so looks like the men's game is going to go ahead. We're trying to make sure we got the exception to keep the field open here. with the action already underway this afternoon as it's tussling about in the box there, and Lowen quickly off her line to smother that danger. It's Maya Smith. Didn't really get any power on that, but Lowen was taking no chances for any second balls or rebounds. High one, headed clear, only as far as Tulloch, but she's closed down very quickly and gives away a foul in the process, and that's exactly what Burnaby are looking for right now. Alyssa Clark doing a good job at defending her position there. Kira Scott is in acres of room out here on the left hand side if they can get a good diagonal ball out to her here. Instead, they go up the other wing to Rogers. Battling away with Russo. Rogers knocks it back. It's kept in by Shepherd. Altitude win it back. A little tug there on the jersey, and that's going to get called back. That's the kind of cheap fouls though that you don't mind giving away if you're Burnaby right now. You're not picking up a yellow card for it. It breaks the play up and it lets you regroup at the back. So it's one of those good fouls to take. As DeLong plays that one forward now to Tulloch. Burnaby will deal with that, and this is going to be a foot race now between DeLong and Scott. Jones out quickly off her line. Good distribution there by Jones up to Hughes Goyette. Ali now, Hughes Goyette looking for the return ball up the wing. Ali decides to cut inside though instead. Now Rodriguez will bring it forward. Nichols trying to play a little give and go, and Nichols wins the ball, but it's won back again there by Burnaby. Nichols though still battling away in the far corner. And now Mussolini has a chance to play this out to Scott. DeLong closes Scott down. Forced to the outside. Scott sends a dangerous one into the back post and taking no chances at all. Altitude putting that one out for a corner. And again, Burnaby will just run as much time off the clock as they can here. We'll keep an eye on the fourth official as to how much time is going to get added on in this second half. Wouldn't expect it to be more than 3 minutes. Just with the substitutions, hasn't really been any stoppages. That's the in-swinger, headed into the danger zone, but Rodriguez picks up the loose ball. Her attempted clearance was well blocked down though by Burnaby. Now Mussolini has it. She cuts inside, chips that one forward. Gray with an important boot on it. Comes out to Richardson. DeLong now sends it up the field, and it's just going to come back in from Chesko. Dinza skips past one tackle, knocks it off Gray, and it's going to hold up at the byline here. Tries the cheeky little back heel, but it doesn't come off, and Dinza thought she'd won a corner there, and I've got to say I did as well. Referee, the only man that matters in this decision making, and he felt otherwise, and it's going to be a goal kick for Altitude as the rain gets even heavier, if that is possible now. Burnaby just moving it around from the wings, and just a overhit pass there. That was asking a lot for Scott to try and bring down. Time fast running out for the home side into the final minute of regulation. We'll keep an eye on the fourth official as Scott wins that one back. Plays to the edge of the box to Rogers. She's got options on the outside, comes to Shepherd. Tried to play it first time into the centre looking for Dinza. She collects it though on the byline, and Nichols can only put a foot in and knock that one out. These players have put in a hell of a shift this afternoon. They fully deserve their showers after the match to try and warm up a little bit. It's the fourth official. It's indicating minimum of 4 minutes of time to get added on here. So 4 minutes for Altitude to try and find the 2 goals to salvage a point from this one. They have got stoppage time goals to salvage points and a victory in recent weeks. This would be the most dramatic of comebacks if they can manage 2 now in these 4 minutes. They first of all have to get the ball to do that, and right now Burnaby are just controlling this game. Great game management from the visitors, who will move to second in the table if they can hold on to this. Altitude will fall to third and will suffer their first home loss of the 2024 season. But there's still football to be played. Don't write them off just yet. Hughes Goyette brings it down. Immediately closed down by Mussolini, but she turns away. Tries to get this up the wing. Richardson though with a good block and a little shove over, and a fair shove according to the referee. Given away though by Chesko. Hughes Goyette gets it back. Ali now tries to thread that back through to Hughes Goyette. They went on the same page there, and Hughes Goyette just had not made the run. And you feel Altitude needed to get something from that one. Sloan sends that up to the halfway line. Gray knocks it back in. Hughes Goyette now. Mitchell looking for the pass. Mitchell forced wide. She's got options in the middle. She tries to centre it in. Not a lot Mitchell could do there. She's got 2 stoppage time goals so far this year. And she was the player that got Altitude back into this game before Mussolini hit a beautiful dipping effort to make it 3-1. That looks like the goal that might have put this one to bed. As Sophia Nichols is going to stand over this. Everyone apart from Ava Jones in the Burnaby half as it's flicked in, it's flicked on. And I thought that had come off a Burnaby player, as indeed did Altitude, but it would appear it did not, and it's going to be a goal kick for the visitors. Only got a couple of minutes to hold on now. Owen sends it high. It's brought down well by Shepherd. And now Burnaby will just put this anywhere as they try to close this game out. There's a chance for Smith to run here. That was very well closed down very quickly, and Smith adjudged to have fouled the Burnaby player in the process. Rogers manages to get that up to Dinza. Dinza still battling away. Dinza just tries to do too much, and it's taken off her by Russo. But that was asking a lot of Maya Smith to try and close that one down. Altitude though win it back. Tulloch flicked inside to Hughes Goyette. Hughes Goyette comes away with that one. Inside now to Tulloch. Shot comes in from Smith. It's spilled initially there by Lewin, and Hughes Goyette runs in to her former teammate, and keepers like to make the most of that. Sarah Lewin though showing respect for her former teammate and her former side, getting up straight away. Such a good goalkeeper, and she'll beat herself up a little bit for the goal that she gave up this afternoon, but aside from that, an excellent performance from Sarah Lewin in very, very tricky conditions for goalkeepers out there. And that's going to be the last action of this one. Burnaby have come to North Vancouver and come away with a big 3-1 victory that moves them into second place in the League 1 BC standings. It finishes here. Altitude 1, Burnaby 3, goals in the 15th minute, an own goal from BFC. 55th minute, Dinza made it 2-0. Jade Mitchell pulled one back 3 minutes later for Altitude to make it 2-1, and Isabella Mussolini comes away with the clinching goal to make it 3-1 for Burnaby in the 77th minute. That is how it finishes. I've been Michael McCall. Thank you for being with us for this one. It looks like the men's game has got the go-ahead to start at around 3:30. May start a little bit late, but you'll find it on the League 1 BC YouTube channel. We'll catch you for that one. Go get a hot drink. I know that's what I'm going to do.